order 42 and 53,000 indigenes of Bassa local government in Kogi State.
Okay, you can tell us the synopsis.
Thank you, Mr. President. Between 2016 and 2019, there were various communal clashes in Bassa local government that claimed over 200 lives. Consequently, some of the inhabitants of those communities migrated to other parts of Kogi State. They are now desirous, the survivors are now desirous of coming back to their ancestral homes. But as it is today, they have found one thing: no decent shelters, no sources of livelihood. So this proposed motion is like a plea to the federal government to...
Okay, I will put the question now. Because you have come, say aye. Those against...
area, which is one of the 21 local government areas in Kogi State, comprises different ethnic groups, including the Bassa Komos, Bassanges, Muzus, and Ibiras. Further notes that Bassa local government, with headquarters in Oguma, covers about 1,925 kilometers and has a population of about 185,000. Worried that communal hostilities ravaged most parts of the local government area in 2016 and 2019, rendering over 100,000 inhabitants of some of the communities homeless, leading to exodus of these inhabitants to other parts of Kogi State. Aware that Legit.ng, in its report on Monday, 28th of November 2016, stated that about 100 people were killed in clashes involving the Ibira and Bassakomu people, in addition to wanton destruction of properties worth hundreds of millions of naira. Further aware that according to a report by Kemifilani.ng and Kemifilani.ng and the Guardian newspaper on 8th of March 2019, the bridge linking Oguma and Sharia communities was completely razed down, and no fewer than 146 persons were killed by ethnic militias, while Sharia village was completely deserted following an attack on 8th of January 2019. Concerned that after much persuasion, the displaced persons have resolved to return to their ancestral homes but cannot afford shelters. Further concerned that educational institutions have been destroyed, with many buildings and other facilities completely burnt now, thereby making it absolutely difficult for the children of the affected communities to access educational facilities. Regrets that the number of out-of-school children in the affected communities is disheartening, and this poses a serious danger to the future of the children, the communities, and the nation in general. Further regrets that apart from the destruction of schools, health centers are obviously non-existent to cater for the health needs of the affected communities, as the few hitherto existing ones have been lost to the hostilities, and this has increased the rate of mortality in the affected communities. Cognizant that markets, petrol stations, shops, and various business outfits in the affected communities have been completely destroyed, thereby throwing the people to an inevitable state of economic helplessness. Appreciates that for ease of intervention, the affected communities are in Bassakomu district, Shewa, I'm naming the names of the villages now, Shewa, Okpokudu, Odolu, Ikende, Gbende, Zeni, Ngubu, Elegeni, and then Mozu district, which comprises of the following villages too: Bigroko, Wutara, Ozugbe, and Adembeku 1 and 2. Accordingly, the Senate resolves to urge the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management, and Social Development to assist the affected communities with shelters, educational and health facilities. Equally, urge the ministry to provide minimal seed capitals for the women and youths in the affected communities to affect their various economic activities. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Yakubu.
I rise to support the motion ably raised by Senator Jibri Issa. While supporting the motion, I want to add my voice to plead the distinguished colleagues to support this all-important motion. The level of damages in the area is so much so that it's beyond what the state government can fix. We actually pleading for our colleague to add their weight behind us so that the federal government can come to our aid in that particular area. Thank you, Mr. President.
Distinguished colleagues, accordingly, the Senate resolves to urge the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development to assist the affected communities with shelters, educational and health facilities. Those in favor of prayer 1 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 2. Equally urge the ministry to provide minimal seed capitals for the women and youth in the affected communities to facilitate their various economic activities. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you very much, distinguished colleagues.